Nikki Fried, a Democratic gubernatorial candidate trying to unseat Ron DeSantis, accused the Florida governor of purposefully scheduling a cabinet meeting on primary day. Fried, Florida State Agriculture Commissioner, said of the meeting's timing, quote, "Of course it's not a coincidence." She continued by accusing DeSantis of being, quote, "scared of me winning tonight, and so was doing everything in his power to keep me off the campaign trail today." Fried is in a primary battle with former Governor Charlie Crist, a Republican turned Democrat. Throughout her campaign, Fried has sought to paint DeSantis as an extremist.
Is that a coincidence?
Of course it's not a coincidence.
What do you think's going on there?
I think that he is scared of me winning tonight, and so was doing everything in his power to keep me off the campaign trail today, bring me up here. It's unfortunate that this is only our second cabinet meeting of the year, and if I know this governor, it's probably going to be our last one. And so as your next governor, I will make sure that we are consistently doing the business of the people and not canceling these meetings. You saw how long the agenda was today. That was also not coincidental.
He told you good luck, but then he unloaded on you.
About the electorate, do you think that your message to voters sort of post-Roe v. Wade resonated? And do you think that was like the terminating factor for them?
You know, over the last 24 hours, I've received more messages, I think I said this morning, from mothers, from women across the state who've said thank you. Thank you for inspiring a next generation. I've even received text messages all morning today from fathers saying thank you for showing my daughters what a leader looks like. And so what we've been able to do, not just as commissioner, but now as a candidate for over a year, is show strength, show that we are not going to back down to an argument, to a fight. We're going to show women and to young girls what is possible out there. So our message has been very clear, not just on the overturning of Roe v. Wade, but what it is like to be a female leader in a very old boy male network here in Florida politics and politics across the country. And so we have stood up and we have fought with dignity, with pride, and we believe that we have inspired the next generation of little girls to want to get involved in politics and to follow their dreams.
Regardless of who wins tonight, obviously it's a tough general election. It's contentious primary. Do you think the party, Democrats, are going to be able to come together? Or is there going to be any hangover effect from, regardless of who wins, over it's been a tough primary?
No, the Democrats are united about one thing and one thing, and that is taking down Ron DeSantis. And so regardless of the election results this evening, I know that come tomorrow morning, the Democratic Party is going to come together. We are more united on this one issue as making sure that 28 years of one-party control of the state ends on November 8th. We're going to be united not just here in Florida, but across the country, knowing that Ron DeSantis is our greatest threat to democracy. A greatest threat to everything that we hold true as Americans and freedom and patriotism. He slaps in the face. I mean, look at his last commercial or ad or whatever it is that he just put out. You know, he plays dress up like he's a fighter pilot, and he doesn't even, from my understanding, he doesn't even fly jets. But he'd rather play dress up than actually spend time dealing with the issues on the ground here in the state of Florida. And so we are united here in the state of Florida and across the country to make sure that we are making one change.
I know during the first debate, Chris, that he would support you. Would you support Chris if he were to win?
Well, first of all, he's not going to win today, but I have said consistently, yes, we as Democrats are going to come together. We are going to support the Democratic nominee and the rest of the ticket. We are going to make sure that Val Demings is our next U.S. Senator. There is no doubt that the Democrats are laser focused on this November. We're going to be organized, and we're going to make sure that we take back control of our state.
The governor inside kind of
Fast enough.
taking some swipes about saying that your whole time as the Secretary of Ag was smearing him. And I just wanted to see if you had any reaction to that.
Of course, I have a huge reaction to that. Every single day, I've done my job to make sure that we are holding him accountable. We have done our job. There has been no Commissioner of Agriculture that has been more active on things to make sure that we are increasing our ag input here in the state of Florida, that we have done a better balance on agriculture and water policies. We've kicked out the NRA from my office. We've legalized hemp. The first time a new industry has been brought here to the state of Florida, creating 15,000 jobs, $380 million plus of economic revenue to our state. During the pandemic, we made sure not a single child went hungry, that we were working around the clock to put up our summer break spots. The list goes on and on and on of the things that we've been able to do, including protecting our consumers. We cleaned out our consumer services program of our department. We've created the most diversity in our state. We've stood up for consumers, and we've been holding the governor accountable. Not a job that I ran for in 2018, but a job that I had to do when he went and spent more time focusing on his 2024 run than focusing on the issues here in the state of Florida.
Commissioner, no matter who wins tonight, do you believe that the support from the national Democratic whether it's you or Chris, a lot of talk about, doing for the lost cause 20 years, I don't think they ever also close. So it's more fiscally responsible, like resources and other more players.
Well, first of all, Florida's not a lost cause. I just won in 2018, flipping a seat by almost 1 million votes, 20 points, a seat that Republicans never thought that they would lose again. And the fact is, we only lost, Andrew Gillum by 34,000 votes, U.S. Senator Nelson by 11,000 votes. Everybody knows that Florida is still a battleground state, and especially with the type of elected officials that we have here. We have the largest threat to democracy with Ron DeSantis, largest threat to national security with Donald Trump here in the state of Florida. All eyes are going to be on Florida regardless. I have said consistently that I do fundamentally believe that when I am the candidate, the nominee that comes out of this primary tonight, that the resources will be here. I've been making that case and that argument to national donors. They say, get out of this primary and we will have your back. And so the money will be here, the resources will be here, and Democrats, regardless of the big donors or not, the ground game in the Democratic Party across the nation sees Ron DeSantis as our greatest threat to democracy and will financially support our state.
Do you think Governor DeSantis can continue on the issue of abortion, can continue through the November election without fully articulating where he wants to lead the state on that issue after November?
No, he cannot. The people of our state deserve answers about where he is. When Roe was overturned, he celebrated that decision. He came out and he tweeted about it, saying that this is a huge win for people across our nation, and that he wants to go further. So what does that mean? And you better believe that when I'm our nominee, that every single day that I'm going to be asking that question, because the women of our state need to know that if our governor is going to have the audacity to come in here and take away a woman's right to choose, and when he says that that is what his plan is, you better believe that we are going to have the first female governor of the state of Florida.
Do you think that this cabinet meeting actually affected your campaigning today and the way that voters would turn out for you?
No, I have 800 to 1,000 people all over the ground, all over the state of Florida, getting out the vote. We have put together a tremendous game plan of people on the grassroots side, from people that are workers out there. Text messaging is going out, phone banking is going out. While my attention obviously had to be here at the cabinet meeting, we put together an incredible team, an incredible campaign. And as the day goes on, more and more people are going out to the polls today. So I feel very confident in the game plan that we put together.
Do a couple more.
I have lots of thoughts. Of course, I have a very different approach to lieutenant governors. Since we haven't had a Democrat in this position in 28 years, it's going to be all hands on deck. So the individual that I'm going to choose as my lieutenant governor choice is going to be somebody who is going to be side by side with me. This is going to be a true partnership. I don't want a yes person. I want somebody who's got new ideas, fresh ideas, that we can banter back and forth. We're going to have a lot of work to do, and so I have a short list of individuals that I have been contemplating and talking to for the last few months, making sure also that it's reflective of the diversity of our state. A lot of that will depend on who also comes out of the down ballot primaries to the executive cabinet.
Come on, let's make some
Commissioner,
news today. Come on.
Is
Not
Charlie
quite
on
yet.
is Charlie on the list?
If this has been asked and answered, I apologize. Do you stand by or have you retracted? I'm asking because I honestly don't know your statements about the Palm Beach Post and the Sierra Club.
What I have said since that day is, first and foremost, I respect you all. I think that I have said that consistently over the last 3 years.
Right, but some of us feel kicked in the teeth by your statements, to be quite honest.
Hold on. That I respect our journalists. That's why I have never shied away from any gaggles. I have never shied away from comments. We have always made sure that when you have public records requests, both from my department, that we are showing to it. Did I think that the Palm Beach Post articulation of the story was accurate and balanced? No. Now, I know that both myself and my communications team from the department has sat down numerous times with individuals, with the Palm Beach Post, as well as other organizations to show a different side and what we've actually accomplished. We are very proud of our record that over the 2 phases that we have denied over 500% increase of burn permits, changing the zoning, changing the air quality, not allowing for burning at night when certain winds are going. We know that there needs to be more work done, but we are very secure in the fact that this is the first time any changes has been done to the program in over 20 years, and it was not a balanced report.
All right,
So
last
do you believe the
question.
reporting
Last
team was
question.
on the take?
Last
I know
question.
you
Jim.
had it in that.
I'm fine.
All right.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, you got your hands